Have you ever thought that you haven't been dealing enough damage? Yeah, me too, but I'm a masochist and decided that a 315% crit damage Layla DPS was a reasonable thing to do. I focused on normal attack damage at C3 that revolves around Xilonen being able to infuse her normal attacks with cryo, including Yunjin and Xilonen as damage buffers. Everything is relatively low investment currently and can be vastly improved upon. I decided that Uraku Misugiri was a good idea because I don't have Mist Splitter and I really hate myself. From all the testing I did, this wound up being the best, mostly because of its crit damage substat and high base attack. I could not find much else for pure auto attack DPS that would buff harder than 4-piece gladiators, though I have considered Blizzard Strayer, its damage just is not comparable. I have a high focus on crit rate, crit damage, and attack in a cryo goblet. This can be improved at C4, virtually adding around a 50% damage buff onto her normal attacks as she begins to scale harder with HP percent over attack percent, but I currently do not have C4 and her talents are 8, 9, and 6 respectively. For maximizing her damage, you would traditionally want to introduce a melt reaction into her team, but by being locked into Xilonen and Yunjin as buffers, there are no alternatives to C2 or C4 Xilonen that will improve her damage with melt over her raw cryo damage. Even if you were running a high elemental mastery Zhongli with tenacity or converted Layla's focus on more EM, it does not scale as hard as attacks, sadly. And there is no viable swap for Yunjin either. Max stack C1 Furina with a Crowned Burst and or Crowned Bennett Burst with a max 865 base attack at level 90 also don't buff as well as this combination. The team-wide buffs that are used will be Xilonen C2 with Cinder City being enabled, with Cryo Crystallize and Peak Patrol Song for elemental damage boost. No C4 Xilonen is used. The only purposeful talent here is her skill, which is at level 8. Xilonen will be running the 4-piece Noblesse for additional attack buffing for the party, with his passive talent Rhyme Chaser Blade also being enabled for additional cryo res decrease on opponents at the expiration of his elemental skill. Wolf's Gravestone will be used for an additional 40% attack when it's active, and with that Noblesse buff, we should be in a very, very happy place. Now, Yunjin will be ran with a hybrid 2-piece Husk of Opulent Dream set with a pure defense focus, trying to, get that up as high as possible with the new Notland 4-star craftable weapon Footprint of the Rainbow. Unfortunately, running Tenacity is not viable enough to make decent use of its 4-piece passive, with the only talent being leveled up as her burst to level 8. I'm going to be showing a couple clips here just with an overlay of my voice. So we are starting off with Layla initially, that way we can apply cryo to the enemy, so when we go into Xilonen, we can get a cryo crystallize. Then we immediately jump into Xilonen to boost her overall attack with his burst so that we trigger Noblesse, and then we are also going to utilize his elemental skill to imbue her auto attacks with cryo. Then we would hop into Yunjin, use her elemental burst, and we're good to go. Then you're all set up for around 12 seconds of uptime on Xilone's skill, and the amount of cryo uptime will go up as you level his skill. Mine is only at level 6, so it is okay. Or no, it's not even at level 6, it's at level 1 time of recording. Now it's 6, but essentially, yeah. I mean, we just kind of go through this rotation. Her physical damage is still very strong because we're scaling with attack, so it's not too bad. Let's get into some Abyss. I started off here at floor 12, chamber 2, just to kind of give a fair evaluation of where she stands with her team's current investment. And, I was noticing, pretty significant damage, not too bad speed on the clear. I just wanted to kind of highlight this floor because I felt like this was something that she was more geared towards. Obviously, since this is a mono cryo team, you really can't use it in every single situation, but I was seeing some very nice numbers here for it being floor 12 in this rotation. You just saw the 30k there. That was pretty nice. Another 29, making sure that all of the buffs are up. Once you learn the rotation, it's pretty easy to nail down, but it can be difficult at first. Now, I get that it doesn't necessarily make sense, like, if you have Uraku Misugiri and you have Xilonen, why on God's green earth would you build Layla DPS? Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I did it, I guess, more for the fun of it because there really is no point in doing this. If you have the gear, I think you'd have a much better time clearing Abyss if you, invest in other characters, but to kind of just show that it can be done, I guess that's the point of of showing this here. You know, her damage by herself without any buffs is pretty weak, right around 5k. But once you get Xilonen in there, she's actually hovering right around 335 crit damage in here. I didn't take any buffs, but her current stats as I'm recording this are higher than what they were when I recorded some of the earlier sections. So her current crit damage at base now is hovering right around 275, and then with Xilonen 60% at C2, we get that right up to 335. So it's a little bit higher than it was earlier in the video, but it's not too significant. But yeah, it should be good. Have a wonderful day, guys. Take it easy. If you're still here, I stream live every morning, every single day on youtube.com/@Zobix86. And we typically run through odd character builds every week, and we try and pursue a new character every week. I do theory crafting with everybody else in stream. I do account reviews on stream as well, and we look together at kind of, you know, what we can do to kind of help each other all out. I love to do co-op with you guys, so if there's anything you need help with, or if you have any questions, stop by on stream. Typically, it's in between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if there's anything you need help with, just let me know.